welcome to the Talk Show. And I'm your host, Steven Bronca. Today we're going to talk about the business cycle, and how that works, and everything about it. So we got a special guest. We got Brett Michaels coming into our studio today.
Hey, how's it
Hey,
going,
Brett.
Steven? Good to see you today.
How's it
Talk
going?
about the business cycle?
Yeah.
All right, well, what you want to know? I know a lot about the business cycle.
What would you say the definition of the business cycle would be?
Oh, definition of business cycle? Easy. Definition of a business cycle would probably be the systematic changes in real GDP marked by alternating periods of expansion and contraction. Anything else you want to know about definition about the business cycle? My hair. Ponytail.
What would you say if you had to identify and explain 4 main phases of the business cycle?
Oh, 4? Actually, Steven, there's actually only 2 main phases to the business cycle. Once a business cycle starts to go downhill, it goes into a recession, which is a period during which real GDP declines for 2 quarters in a row or 6 consecutive months. It begins when the economy reaches a peak, the point where the real GDP reaches or stops going up, and it ends when the economy reaches a trough, when it stops going down. It then goes into the second phase, where it starts expansion. Expansion is a period of recovery from a recession. An expansion continues until the economy reaches a new peak, and if periods of recession and expansion didn't occur, the economy would then follow a steady growth line called the trend line.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know a lot about the business cycle.
I mean, I do a good bit of business. I am Brett Michaels.
I got a couple more questions for you.
Go for
If
it.
you had to define stagflation and when it happened last in the U.S., what would you have to say about that?
Stagflation? Oh man, probably back out when probably my prime and my rock star days back in like the 1970s. It's probably the last time a stagflation happened. But a stagflation is I think it's a combination of stagnant economic growth and inflation. If I'm right, Steven, sound right?
Sounds right to me. All right. One more question.
All right, what you got?
What is the economic expansion? What happens to the employment and prices during a time of expansion?
Well, like I said earlier, expansion is a period of recovery from a recession, and I would say during a period of expansion, employment would start to go back up during a recession, and unemployment would go up because everybody would be losing their jobs, and during expansion, it would go down. The unemployment rate would go down because everybody's getting their jobs back, and the recession is recovering.
True. All right, well, we got another special guest today, so we're going to go to a quick commercial break and bring you right back.
Thanks, Steven.
Welcome. We have a new special guest, Troy Polamalu, on the show today.
How's it going,
Asking
Steven?
him a couple questions about the business cycle.
How's it going, Steven?
Pretty good, man. How about you? How's the football season?
Pretty good. Just killing people like normal, you know.
All right, man. I'm going to ask you a couple questions today.
All right, go for it. Hit me.
What would you say? What causes business cycles? Can you explain a little bit?
Oh, causes of business cycles. There's so many to go through, dude. We can start off with capital expenditures, which is when businesses decide that they've expanded enough, they begin to pull back on their capital investments, causing layoffs in the capital goods industries, and eventually recession would start. Also, there's inventory adjustments, which is when some businesses cut back on inventories at the first sign of economic slowdown, and then build them back up again at the first sign of an upturn. Either action causes investment expenditures and therefore real GDP to fluctuate. What else is there? There's innovation and imitation, which is when maybe business innovates, it often gains an edge on its competitors because its costs go down and sales go up. After the innovation takes hold of industry, the situation changes. The further investments are unnecessary, and economic activity may slow down. Meanwhile, the fluctuation of investments has produced a business cycle. There's probably, I think, two more factors, two more causes. I think they're monetary factors, and then external shocks. External shocks have to do with oil prices, international conflict, wars, just stuff like that. And then monetary factors is the credit and loan policies of the Federal Reserve System, which is when easy money policies are in effect and interest rates are low and loans are easy to get. Easy money encourages the private sector to borrow and invest, which stimulates the economy for a short time. Eventually, the increased demand for loans causes interest to rise, which in turn discourages new borrowers. As borrowing and spending slows down, the level of economic activity declines. Sorry about that, Steven.
It's okay, man. Got one more question for you.
All right, hit me with it.
What is the index of leading indicators? What is its purpose?
The index of leading indicators. They're not really reliable. There's not really a reliable series of the indicators. So to resolve this, economists take econometric models, which are what are economic models? Let me look right quick. Actually, no, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Hang on, let me go back.
It's all good, man. You play
it's fine,
football.
man.
This isn't your specialty.
Dude, taking so much hits in football just knocks your head out.
True.
The economists would take 10 individual series that are combined into one, and they trace the close patterns of the real behavior of the GDP, making the index of leading indicators a more useful tool than just a normal one since they're not as reliable.
All right. Seems you know a lot too.
I try.
So losing your hat over there.
Wow, dude, hitting people too hard. Lose everything.
All right, man. It's nice having you on the show.
Nice having you too.
And we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We have one more special guest today. Bringing you the invisible rope prank. We got a special guest. We got Hunter Damron here today.
What's up, Steven?
What's up, man?
What you been up to?
Just hanging out, man.
Yeah.
Doing my show.
Yeah, dude.
We got a couple questions to ask you.
Ask me.
All right, man. How can business cycles be predicted?
Oh, we just talked about this in Mr. Park's class. I remember this. Oh,
What?
shoot. Okay, here. They use a number of different ways, or economists use a number of different ways to predict business cycles. They use econometric models, which are these macroeconomic models that use algebraic equations to describe how the economy behaves. To predict the GDP, forecasters put in for the latest figures of the variables on the right side of the equation of the output expenditure model, which goes, well, I'll probably show you guys later in our PowerPoint. As the quarter unfolds from from business cycles, actual changes in the economy are compared to the model's predictions. The model is then updated, and some models give reasonably good forecasts for up to 9 months. Overall, short-term econometric models have proven their value and are used extensively.
Cool. All right, man. I got 2 more questions for you.
All right, hopefully we'll do better this time.
It's all good. Where are we currently on the business cycle? Where some other developed countries on?
Well,
Just answer our question.
yeah.
Where are we
that's-
currently on the
that's
business
America.
cycle?
America.
America.
All right. Well, I think the economy today in America is going through a recession because of spending and decreasing of gas prices, or because of the spending and decreasing because the gas prices are increasing. People that think that if they spend a lot of money on Christmas and all the holidays that are coming up, that they won't be able to afford to pay bills and stuff like that in the future. So, evidently, I would think that eventually it will lead to a depression.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. You got anything else to say?
Not really. I think that's it. What you
Cool.
think? You got anything to say?
I got nothing to say.
Nothing? Alright, cool.
Just going to thank you guys for watching our show today with our special guests Brett Michaels, Troy Polamalu, and Hunter Damron today. Hope you had a good time, learned about the business cycle, and hope you watch again soon.